Hey everybody, what's happening? This is Captain Khalil from the Prognosticators letting you know that we are taking a bye week this week. That's right. We've all beamed back down to earth to get a little bit of rest and relaxation. We desperately needed that. But for you, we have the very best of our Honest Press Conferences, one of our favorite segments, and we know you love it too. Enjoy all the wacky goofiness. We'll see you next week. Honest Press Conference where we're talking to Pig Skinny.
Hi. I got an opening statement for you guys. Here it is.
Okay.
I'm Pig Skinny. Let me tell you, I spent 3, maybe 4 winters in the backyard, getting cold and old and brittle. And then Friday, pick me up, scoop me up with a whole bunch of other footballs. Y'all ever heard of the juice? Yeah, well, there used to be a football called a juice, and it was orange. And when he took us on the ship, he promised all kinds of great things, but it wasn't great. He started eating everyone. He ate the juice. So I escaped. What's your first question?
Yeah, that was a harrowing tale. Pig Skinny, Steve Hawkins, Scientific American. Just wondering, in cold weather, is it true that you experience shrinkage?
Have you ever heard of Pickle Rick? There's a question for you. Shrinkage is called deflation. Get it right. I thought you were a scientist.
Thanks, and I have not heard of that.
Hey, Pig Skinny, this is the Mav Man. We're floating aimlessly in space, wondering what is the future of the game as you see it?
That's a good question. The future of the game? It's in space. I'm in space. I'm the future of the game. I'm Pig Skinny!
Thank you, Pig Skinny.
Good job. Pig Skinny, this is basketball. Do you bounce?
Basketball, I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah,
Yo, what's up with the hoop, son? Yo, man, you know I can bounce. I can bounce like dead right at the 5-yard line. You know, I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I can bounce off somebody's foot. I've been kicked a lot, mostly in the head. Yo, man, it's good to see you. How's your mama? She's still around with it?
Yeah.
Sweet. I ain't got no more questions because I'm not answering anymore because I'm in space.
All right. Thank you, Pig Skinny.
Thanks, Pig Skinny.
Football.
We keep it rolling Honest Press Conference style. Benny, who are you?
I am Deshaun Watson.
Oh, snap.
The
Deshaun
good
Watson.
Reverend.
The good Reverend Deshaun Watson, quarterback of the Houston Texans.
Deshaun, Harvey Nassa from the Houston Countdown. Just wondering how you feel rebounding from last year's terrible injury.
I feel truly blessed. I was touched by the hand of God. And now I'm back playing this most beautiful, blessed game. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
All right, said the congregation.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, hey, thank you, sir. This is Earl Campbell with the Houston Money. And I was wondering, could you tell me about the OT win and your feelings?
Oh, yes, indeed, I can tell you about my feelings. I'll tell the good press corps congregation about how I went to the mountaintop and I seen the wind coming unto thee. And I got down from the mountain and on my hands and my knees and I prayed unto the Lord and he answered thine prayers with a win.
Tell it, brother.
Yes, indeed, I'll bear witness.
Amen.
Next question.
Amen, thank you.
Deshaun, this is Hakeem Olajuwon from the Houston main stages. How do you feel about your team's playoff chances, seeing that you're 2-3 and maybe you're in the hunt in the division?
Now that you ask me such a thing, I feel the spirit coming on. The spirit of the playoffs of the NFL. And these Houston Texans are going to make the wild card. And we are going to surprise not only the heathens, not only the believers, but everyone in this good land. I have no more questions for you tonight. And I want all of y'all to go home and pray and be blessed and know that the Houston. That's all.
Oh, low.
What is glamour? Frailty. what is desire. Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
Honest Press Conference continues with our distinguished guest, the commish, Roger Goodell.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm available for your questions.
Yes, good evening, Roger. This is Drew Bledsoe from the Pat Happy Times.
Hey, Drew.
Has Robert Kraft invited you to any more family functions, since you kind of sold him out with Deflategate?
There's a lot of teams here, 32 teams and respected owners in the league. Robert Kraft and I are very good friends. We've grown to respect each other very highly. And admittedly, when you're close friends, there is a little bit of tension when you get together. And there was a little bit of problem with Deflategate. But we were able to solve that problem by, let's just say, some international boat activities that we both really enjoy. Next question.
Sniff, sniff.
Hey, Raj, this is Maverick Man with the Prognosticators. And I'm wondering, I know you're trying to keep the game fresh, but have these end zone celebrations gotten a little crazy? Good question.
It's important for us to not only make the game entertaining for our fans, but the best way is to let the players express themselves very well. I actually like some of the celebrations that are going on. You see, we haven't had to fine anybody at all this year for celebrations. They're all going on pretty well. I want to actually see some more exciting celebrations, so we're probably going to change that rule to allow a little bit more twerking and booty dropping. Next question.
Thank you. Sorry. Taking a knee there. Paul Feinbaum, ESPN. Quick question. How many years do you think, or how many seasons do you think it'll be until the commissioner's exempt list could beat, say, an Alabama in the playoff?
Oh, wow. The question is, can Alabama beat some of the pro teams we have now? Maybe the Raiders, they'd give them definitely 7 overtimes. But as far as the exempt list from me, the commissioner, well, our exempt list is just that. They're exempt from any type of punishment or moral judgment because this is the NFL, and you can kill a baby, you can strangle a horse, you can obviously kick and punch women and do all of those horrible things. We're not going to care about it at all. We'll find a way to keep you around, attached to the league, so once the public pressure dies, we can have you back on that field making us money. But don't you dare take a knee. You do that, you're done. That's crossing the line. I, Roger Goodell, spike the ball on all of that type of nonsense. We want real violence, not protests of violence. Thank you. Next question. No more questions.
Wrapping up Honest Press Conference, we've got Dion Lewis at the podium. Dion, how you feeling, man?
Oh, Dion.
I feel good.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, Dion. This is George Jones with the Tennessee White Lightning. I was wondering what's your feelings on beating them New England Patriots?
I feel good, man. You know why I feel good? Because they cheat. And when you get cheat, you get your ass kicked. Next question.
Thank you, Dion.
Dion, this is Joe, I don't know, from the Runaway Slave Gazette. My question is there justice in this league?
Always sweet justice in this league. Look, I told him about those guys. We can beat them. I told them. You hit them in the mouth, they gonna fold. Look what Philly did to us last year. I was on that team. And now look what we did to them. And by the way, son, you need to work for a new newspaper. Next question.
Yes, Dion. Mark Emark of the Boston Globe. You mentioned getting up for the game, a bit of revenge. If it's as simple as wanting to win, why don't you folks win more frequently?
Look, Mark, I don't ask you to feel the vibration with me, do I? We won. We're on a winning streak. Corey Davis is the man. Marcus Mariota is the man. And I'm the man because I got my sweet revenge. Belichick, pay what you owe. Next question? No more questions. Thanks.
Thanks, Dion.
Mr. Lewis.
Yeah.
Swag.
The service department at Galley Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Galley Chevrolet.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Yep. Back to Honest Press Conference where we have Dan Mullins.
It's Nick.
Oh, Nick Mullins.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He's new to the league.
He's new kid.
Gotta learn. Hey, Mr. Mullins, this is Willie Mays from the Basket Catch Times. What was it like to hear from your fellow alum, Brett Favre?
Yeah, it was really neat to hear from Mr. Favre. I understand he was a legend at the fraternity that I attended at Southern Miss. And, you know, I get a lot of calls from these alumni guys. I guess he watches the games. Glad he's a fan. Next question.
Hey, Bobby. This is
It's Nick.
Nick. Yes, right. Thank you. Hey, this is Ronnie Lott with the Candlestick Weekly, and I was wondering, what are your feelings about your NFL debut? Feelings.
Candlestick. That's really cool. I wonder what that refers to. My debut, I think it went really well. I mean, a lot of people say it was against the Raiders on a short week. They don't have a book on you yet, but I go out there and I prepare every week to be the starter, and I got my chance. You know, you look at a couple guys around the league. Sam Darnold had a hot debut, and he's still, well, Baker Mayfield had a great debut, and he's still, or look at Josh Rosen. He had a really good debut, and he's, well, we'll see what happens. Next question.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right.
Nick.
All right. David.
Nick.
Nick, yes.
Thanks.
This is Chase Gioberti from the Falcon Crest Times. What do you think about that catch, that amazing catch that George Kittle made? And what do you think it's like playing with a good tight end like him?
Well, to be honest, I haven't had a chance to see it, but I heard it was sick. But, I mean, that means good. So I heard it was good, and I can't wait to see it. And as far as Mr. George goes, he's a wonderful teammate. You know, he's getting up there in years, but he's got a ton of experience, and he's just a wealth of knowledge for me. So, you know, I can really rely on him. Thank you so much. Guys, next question. No more questions. Thanks.
Thanks, Doug.
Good,
Nick.
good job, kid. That kid Brian's good. Yeah, he's good. Rob Gronkowski is at the microphone. Rob.
Hi, guys. Rob Gronkowski here. If you have some questions, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, it's Sam Kinison with the Mass Old Times. How you doing, Rob?
Hi, Sam. I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Excellent. My question is, when do you expect to return to the game?
You know, that's really a question for the doctors. I'm interested in medicine, however, hadn't broadened my studies to that point as of yet. I'm looking into a few good programs. Anyhow, I'll spare you the details. They're going to tape me up, and we've got a few screws loose in my back. We're going to go ahead and drill those back in. Anyhow, I don't know. I'm not quite sure, so we'll just have to wait and find out. Thank you. Next question.
Thank you!
All right. Thank you, Sam.
Hey, this is Steve Grogan with the Boston Global, and I am wondering,
You know, you seem changed. Have you spent time away? How have you done it? Tell me your feelings.
You know, a lot of people have said that. Thank you so much. My family were the first to notice. I think the time away from the game has been good for me. It's allowed me to continue some of my studies. I'm very interested in American literature and mid-Atlantic culture. I've also taken several hundred fewer blows to the head per day, and my therapist says I'm en route for a big breakthrough. Also, the testosterone levels are down to a normal human level, whereas before I was somewhere around polar bear or tiger. So yes, next question. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Hi.
Robert, this is Dion Branch from the I Got Over Gazette. Do you still have a favorite number?
Robert, I see what you're doing there. Before, yes, of course, I was notorious for Steel Reserve 211 or maybe a 420, perhaps a 69. Now my favorite number is 22/7. That is a rational number that is a very close approximation to pi, which of course is 3.14, yada, yada. There have been more close approximations lately, especially 335 over 113, but still 22/7 or 3 and 1/7. That is my favorite. Thank you so much. Tell you what, next, you know what? No more questions. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Thank you, Robert.
That's like good Gronk hunting. Yeah.
How do you like that?
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
There we go. On his press conference, back in full effect, we've got quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben Roethlisberger, at the podium.
Hey, Big Ben. This is Lynn Swan from the Pittsburgh Gazette. Now, I know you were indicted or accused of sexually assaulting 2 women. Did you ever end up on the commissioner's exempt list for that?
Well, as an NFL quarterback, I feel entitlement. I feel entitled to do what I want, where I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. And if that gets me on the commissioner's list, then I'm entitled to be on that list. Next question.
Yeah, Ben, Terry Hines, Pittsburgh Gazette. How do you feel about losing James Conner this late in the season? You guys still going to pull it off, or is it bad times?
Well, it's next man up in Pittsburgh. You know, that's how we do it in Pittsburgh. And, you know, we're entitled to win these big games. We are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is a terrible towel.
And let me tell you something. When you're entitled to win big games, you get titles.
Oh, entitled town.
Is that what they call it?
I like that tongue twister. I wonder if Bradshaw could have pulled that off.
No chance.
Probably not.
Big Ben, this is Frank the Tank from Party Man Times. They say when you were at Miami University of Ohio and the beginning of your career, you were quite the partier. Have you calmed down? Has having a family made you calm down, or do you still sometimes sneak that 12-pack?
Guys, I think you got to understand something. Your questions are not very good right now, and you need to step up on your questions. You know, I'm entitled to call you out if your questions are not very good, because I'm up here balling and answering. So why don't you step up your questions? No more questions.
Thank you, Big Ben.
Yeah, go sneak in a 12-pack before bed.
He doesn't look.
Honest press conference keeps rolling along with the man, the GOAT, Tom Brady at the podium.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm just having some kale.
Hey,
Presser
Tom.
time. Let's go. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you. This is Manny Ramirez from the Boston Globe.
Hey, man, Ram.
They say, you know, we saw that your book came out. Wonderful, revolutionizing way to treat oneself with self-care and to be an excellent athlete. How does that really work for you?
Well, let me tell you, Manny, this cracks me up. This is delicious, by the way. I recommend to everyone, but I see guys like Ben Roethlisberger trying to adapt my dietary regiment,
you got to own this. You got to live this. It's not something you just, take a bite out of and just throw away. This is something you have to dodge and dance around with. It's a dance partner. It's a dietary dance partner.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Next question.
Thanks. Tom, it's Drew Bledsoe, the Has Been Weekly. How do you feel about your chances after that upset loss, and what is the deal with your performance in Miami?
Oh, sorry, I was chewing. Hey, let me tell you something. Miami is like one of those hiccups I have every year. But the fact is, everyone knows this. Miami just cost the AFC to lose because we are now going to own the AFC because of that loss. Can you understand what I'm saying?
No clue. Thank you, though.
All right, next question.
Mr. Brady, this is Rodney Harrison of the HGH News. What was it like to play with Aaron Hernandez?
Hey, Rod Harrison, let me tell you something. He was like all my teammates, a cog in a wheel. And no more questions.
Thanks, Tom.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
Call State Farm Agent Rosendo Aragon at 505-247-2921.
It's time to break out the facts and kick away anything that's whack. We're here doing honest press conferences. Marvin Lewis is at the microphone.
Okay, let's go, fellas. First question.
Coach, Joseph Votto, Ohio Players Gazette. I just wanted to ask a personal question.
Could you speak up, please, because I can't hear you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'd like to ask a personal question. It seems like maybe you're a little irritated or...
You're asking me personal questions at a press conference on an NFL game. This is NFL Sunday, young man. So, next question, please.
Yeah, hey, Coach, let's see here. Hey, this is...
Speak up!
Kenny Anderson with the Ohio Journal-Gazette Weekly Monthly, and wondering your feelings about coaching Perfect and this undisciplined defense.
Yeah, feelings. Okay, so here's the thing. The stat, 0 for 6 on third down in the first half. Okay, unacceptable. They can't do that. And now that I've taken over as defensive coordinator, they aren't, because I'm coming for they. Next question, please.
All right, Coach. This is Venus Flytrap from the Cincinnati Radio Weekly. It says here that Hugh Jackson once again...
Could you ask the question, please? Let's get him out. Let's get him out.
Hugh Jackson is once again on your staff.
Yeah.
How do you plan to use him?
Simple. First of all, he's an accomplished quarterback. It was Todd Haley's fault to begin with. Okay, the reason he lost his job. Yes, this is the third time he's been with me, and the plan is, personally speaking, there is a relationship there. But more importantly, he's going to take over my position because he's good. And you'll see. I love you, Hugh. I'm coming home, baby. I'm exhausted.
He's tired. He's now asleep. John Gruden, head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Let's open up questioning.
John Gruden, this is Trent Diffler with the Oakland Raiders Nation Press.
Hey there.
Wondering, how are you adjusting to the new style of the NFL?
You know, when I first came on, I realized there was a lot of changes. Heard of something called a Wildcat. Tell you what, I prefer me some Fog Hat. So, far as adjustments, man, the league's gonna readjust to me. I'm taking it way back. Oh. Next question.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Coach, this is from the Oakland Vegas Weekly. The name's George McFrangenson, son. Question is, Derek Carr had a great game against the Colts. What did you think of his performance?
I tell you what, looked pretty good out there. Probably the best quarterback on the whole team. And if you're listening, Jacksonville, New York, he's looking good, isn't he? And it's a fire sale down here in Oakland. So we're taking calls on my boy. Next question.
Next question. All right. Coach, this is Willie Brown from the Has Been Politics Weekly.
Willie.
You've amassed tremendous draft capital in the coming season. Any ideas how you're going to use it?
Yes, I have one idea. And it goes like this. Gruden grinders, my friend. I don't want anyone with fancy names. I don't want anyone who thinks that they're special. I want guys that are gonna come in and break their necks for peanuts. Gruden grinders. Next question.
Coach Gruden, this is Bo Jackson's hip from the Too Short Times. Can you give us any insights into your game plan for San Francisco this week?
We're gonna show up. That ought to do the trick. No, we're gonna run the ball, pound the rock. I got fullbacks, I got tight ends, we got a couple spider-wide bananas we might bust out. You just never know. The Gruden, I got a trick up my sleeve. Here it comes. You know what? Next question. No more questions.
Right.
On his press conference, we have Leonard Fournette at the mic. Leonard.
Yo, what's up? What's up, press corps? Y'all ready for some answers to your questions?
Yes, we have a question. I have a question. Leonard, this is Brian Dawkins from the Jacksonville Times. You raced from the sidelines and went after Shaq Lawson, who was about the size of Shaquille O'Neal. What was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind is there's always things going through my mind. And that is you always go after the biggest one. Okay? Looked like a good fight to me. And when we was cutting through the tunnel, he looked shook, didn't he? Can I get a brush, please?
Yes, brush.
Thank you. Next question.
Yeah, Leonard, Chael Sonnen, UFC Fight Wire. You're ejected from that game and suspended for another. What are you doing to stay in shape?
Oh, right. So I've been working out. My man's Kimbo slicing me, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready, you know, so that for the next game in the octagon, I'm fitting to win, you know what I'm saying? Coming at ya, coming at ya.
That'll be a good camp for sure.
Hey, question coming from the Dijon Weekly. Wondering, hey, bro, don't you feel like you let your team down?
Let my team down? Let my team down? Hold up. What's Bortles get a year? 18 million. Huh? What's he doing? He's sitting on the bench while Kessler's coming in. What you think he's gonna do? Huh? How much you think I make? 6.7 mil a year. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm scoring all the points for the team. So talk to me about that. Huh? You got questions around that? Because you can ask me those. Who's ready to go? Who's ready to go? Who's ready to go? No more questions.
Definitely some fighting words from that guy.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
No more questions.
Looking at the Gucci, it's about that time. Honest press conference. We have Cowboys owner Jerry Jones at the podium.
Well, howdy. How you guys doing there today? I'm feeling pretty fresh. Got a good night's rest. Put a shave on. Got a little just for men in the hair. So why don't we fire off on some questions?
Okay, cool. I got a question for you, Mr. Jones. This is Randy White, Dallas Gazette.
Hey, Randy.
How do you feel about your role in the organization? A lot of people say that you overstep bounds. A lot of people say that over the past few years, since you've let your son Steven make some decisions, you've actually acquired good talent. How do you feel about all the criticism about the moves you make as far as personnel?
Well, first of all, let me ask you this question. If you go to a store and buy a sandwich, do you have the right to eat that sandwich? Do you have the right to put that sandwich in the refrigerator? Can you take out the ham and insert turkey? You can do whatever you want with that sandwich I bought and paid for. Second of all, I am the owner, the general manager, the head coach, and A lot of people don't know this. The third string quarterback waiting for my opportunity. And you know what? The results speak for themselves. We're headed to the playoffs, baby. Next question.
All right.
All right. Mr. Jones, this is Ed Too Tall Jones from the Dallas Times.
Love the name.
So is Amari Cooper worth that first rounder?
Oh my goodness, that might be the best decision I have ever made. I'll tell you what, Amari Cooper is a complete player. And I don't mean he plays all the different positions on the team. I mean, he's got 208 bones. He's got 10 fingers, 10 toes, 32 adult teeth. That's not counting the wisdom teeth. We checked. He is fully complete. Next question.
Hey, this is Danny White with the Dallas Weekly. I'm wondering, would you consider yourself eligible for Coach of the Year?
Yes, I am, as far as I know, in the running for Coach of the Year, GM of the Year, third string quarterback of the year, octogenarian of the year, and in my own household, man of the year. So, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about myself, feeling pretty good about my boys, and we're going to see what the season has in store for us. Thank you so much. Next question? Nope, no more questions. All right.